So, and he said, why do we start feeling agitated, angry? There are times emotional outbursts happen when you start meditating or doing any spiritual practices or healing. I seem to be going from bad to worse. And why does that happen? I mean, is it not for me, or does that happen to everyone? So here's the answer. A lot of time I come across people who go through this. I went through it personally. That was the time when I started doing meditation, and I didn't know much about self healing at that time. So I was doing meditation, and I used to have frequent anger, bouts of emotions, and I would get agitated much faster than what I used to before. And my close relatives, they noticed that. And they said, you seem to be worsening with all the practices that you're doing. You were much calmer, perhaps. And I would get taken aback. And I said, am I doing the right thing? It took quite a bit of time to understand what was happening, because at that time, perhaps I did not know the mechanism, how mind functions. And I was feeling little even embarrassed and wishing that I don't do what I'm doing. And I remember the closest person to me was my mother, who says, I thought you're doing meditation, and what's happening to you? And you're getting so edgy over small little things. Perhaps your close people, they know which buttons to press. And we have nice triggers for all of them. And they seem to be getting pressed pretty often. And a lot of people seem to be getting triggered pretty often. Now, I'm not saying that everybody goes through. Some people do go through that. Some people don't experience that at all. Why does that happen? So when we start meditating, we have something called filter mind, which filters a lot of information from conscious mind to the subconscious mind. And that information um, gets not only just filtered, but redirected to various folders. As you start meditating, the filter mind starts clearing up. And now you have access to subconscious mind. If there are little unhealthy programmings, unhealed emotions, unhealed stories of the past in your subconscious mind, whatever suppression mechanism you've used in the past gets deactivated to a certain extent, and you get periodic access to unhealthy emotional memories, even past life reprogrammings, even the hurts of ancestors. All those programs are there in your subconscious mind and even the dormant mind. So when you start accessing, it feels at times terrible. It's like entering your storeroom after leaving it dormant for 10 years. You can be there in for surprise, and every box you open, something can surprise you. And not all surprises are pleasant enough. Some of them are pretty unpleasant. However, should you not do that? No, you must do it, because you must do your periodic cleansing. Don't get upset. When you start boiling water, you'll see the bubbles coming out. And those bubbles eventually will burst open on the surface, leaving the water pretty clean, right? Same way, we have a lot of such unhealthy programs, memories, and associations, a lot of things stored in the subconscious mind, which needs to be dealt with. If you don't, it can anyway come out in a precarious manner, or it can be stored in the tissues, leading to ultimate illnesses, which can actually damage your body and damage your health. It's best that we catch these feelings and emotions. One of the easiest ways to go through it is through healing modality. You can meditate in many, many ways. In fact, meditation is a way of life. Rest are all techniques. So we have been taught so many techniques. Every school has their own specific technique. So what is meditation? Meditation is union with the higher consciousness, where you feel aligned with your higher consciousness. And to be able to align with the higher consciousness, you must connect your conscious mind with the filter mind, with the subconscious mind, and your higher consciousness, and then supreme consciousness. When you experience that complete alignment, you remain in a meditative space. Now, most techniques helps you reach there in different ways. Every technique has merits, demerits, pace, methodology, practicality. Nothing is good, nothing is bad. The one that suits you the most is the best for you. When you develop this connectivity with the higher consciousness, remember that meditation can be a way of life. So live life as if you are in a meditative space. Now, during this connectivity, if there are unhealthy programs, suppressed emotions, they tend to show up. And some of them are little disturbing or sometimes terribly disturbing. That's one of the reasons I always say that if you are extremely disturbed with some of the psychiatric illnesses like borderline personality or uh, known case of schizophrenia, bipolar, OCDs, please do not meditate without expert supervision, because you first need to address what is stored in the subconscious mind, because the outbursts can be difficult to handle. So it would be best that you do not do unsolicited, unsupervised meditative practice if you're already in a very disturbed frame of mind. Secondly, my warning would be, if you're terribly disturbed on one fine day, don't think you should meditate. Because when you meditate, the filter mind clears up and unhealthy and disturbed emotions enter the subconscious mind at times, and you meditate over the unpleasantness, which gets exaggerated further. So wait for the emotions to subside. Meditation, don't take it as a remedy to emotional disturbances. So what you do when you're emotionally disturbed? My recommendation is meditate with healing. Let self-healing be a way of meditation. So as you start healing your emotions, your thoughts, if you start healing your memories, if you start healing your energetic disturbances, you calm down, you become so peaceful, and you naturally meditate. These are the times when the outbursts are minimum or nil. And yet, as in when you're healing, some of the outbursts may happen. However, these outbursts are the reminders to heal a little more. So as you heal one aspect, then you'll see suddenly something happens in your life during your day, and you wonder, why did this happen? You don't have to get upset about it. It's the subconscious mind's way of telling you that this is yet unhealed. Just pay attention to it and heal on a regular basis. So even when you're working with your self-healing, especially with radical, I've often seen some of the inner children get triggered. Now, this sounds to a little technical word, and yet in the healing world, it's very popular. So what is inner children? Inner children are that part of your personality which gets disintegrated with a set of belief and set of emotional experiences. They disconnect from the mainstream personality and yet remain loosely hung with the main personality. Whenever there is an event which triggers the memories of that past, the inner child, that part of your personality takes over, and you behave at times in a childlike way, irrational way, with emotional outbursts, and you wonder, how could I do this? But what you realize is it's not your adult personality, but your past personality, which has taken over and reacting at the moment. These are all unhealed emotional disorders, which many of my premium members already know how to heal. So you can heal in several ways with radical and with many other systems. It gets much easier to heal in a systematic way. So when you're doing your regular healing work, you often get triggered in an unnatural way or sometimes in a spontaneous way. Rather than getting disturbed and saying, oh, why this is happening and I should be feeling completely fine, remember these are the bubbles surfacing up. They're just drawing your attention to some deeper, unhealed personality. Recognize this personality, meet your mentors, and help yourself heal that particular aspect of past that is still unhealed. You'd forgotten. It had been part of your dormant memory, which could have got triggered at unnatural times. It's best to proactively recognize and heal that part of your personality so that you calm down and address that more effectively. And if you still do not heal it well, a part of your personality will keep getting triggered periodically till the time you complete your healing process. So do not get frustrated. Sometimes you just heal a part of that inner child and a part of it still remains unhealed. For the beginners and for other listeners, you might wonder how to heal inner child. You can learn all that in the level 3, the advanced level of spiritual solution curriculum, where you learn several methods to heal your inner children in systematic way. Before that, what you need to heal is your daily emotions like anger, anxiety, fears, frustrations, rage at times, or a little bit of daily stress. When you do that, you clear your filter mind and bridge your conscious mind with the subconscious mind. And that's when you start living in meditative space. However, when you bridge, now you have access to the storage in the subconscious mind. And the subconscious mind have storage of the past. Now, not necessarily everybody has happy past. So you also have access to unhappy memories, difficult memories. It's not threatening if you go and connect with your subconscious mind with a radical or any other healing modality, because now you know that you can heal yourself, learn self-healing, so that you don't have to keep taking therapeutic sessions one after the other. Normally, what happens when you start taking sessions, you go and heal one issue. Now, you already learn how to bridge your conscious mind with the subconscious mind. So the Pandora's box opens now, and you keep scheduling the session one after the other. And the moment you heal one, the second, and the second one you heal, and the third one opens, and the third one you heal, and the fourth one opens. It's best that you learn self-healing and practice self-healing so that you start healing yourself systematically under somebody's guidance, a mentor's guidance. And when that happens, over a period of time, you do not find the necessity to heal regularly. There's also a way to put yourself on auto healing, and I will describe that, how to do that tomorrow, 8 o'clock, India Standard Time. Any question on this?